What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. It's SHOT Show time again. SHOT Show 2023, and we've already got some things that we've seen that have leaked out prior to, probably intentionally leaked out. Everybody's trying to get ahead of each other. But one thing we've seen is this oddball gun from Zenk. It's the RZMK 357, chambered in 38 also. But it's a odd take on a revolver. Now, this isn't the first time this has been done before. Here's some examples of other guns that have used this type of design in history. So going back, we have a couple from the 18-ish and early 1900s, and then all the way up to here where we got this one from Russia actually, and it was called the Mars pistol. So that one was developed in the early 80s. So not a new design, but obviously not as successful design. It's not something we see at the stores today. We haven't seen it through most of history being successful. So why would this company want to try to come out with something like this now? Everybody's trying to do something new and different now. The bottom line is that the gun industry is just flooded with a bunch of Glock type pistols, a bunch of 9mm, and people know that there are weird gaps to exploit. Typical revolver models have been done up and down all the way across the board. 1911s have been done up and down across the board, and the polymer pistol is what it is. So of course somebody would want to take alternate routes, do things that are obviously very visually different. But functionally, I'm not sure if this thing's going to get her done. Now, I'm going to keep this really short here. I'm not going to drag this out for 25 minutes and go through all the specs. But basically, we have like a 4 3/4 inch barrel, pretty much. And that's going to be bullpupped, so it's not going to recess out the front of the gun so much. And they say that having the cylinder on top like that creates less of a recoil maybe effect. But they say it makes it easier to shoot. They repeat it over and over again in their spec sheets. Ease of shooting. So now, I don't think that this gun is going to mitigate recoil very much, because with the cylinder being on top of the hand, I think the exact opposite effect is going to happen. You have the barrel up top, the cylinder is up top, the gun's naturally going to want to swing upward. That's what I think. They're probably going to claim that it makes it go more backwards because the cylinder is farther back. I don't buy that. The Chiappa Rhino, now they've actually got it right to mitigate recoil by putting the barrel lower, so that cylinder is firing, the cylinder fires out of the bottom hole down the barrel instead of the top being up here above your hand. It's right in line with your finger, and that does mitigate recoil. It makes more of a pushback. So with the Rhino, it works. With this thing, I'm not sure. And here's a real big one that gets to me. This trigger, first of all, if you look at it, it looks like you have to scoop your finger down to be able to pull it. I could be wrong, but it definitely looks like a large scoop. And that lends you to try to squeeze the gun and push down. So that's never good for trying to stay on target. If you're doing anything that manipulates your hand into a squeezing motion that makes it push down, that's usually not going to keep you on target. On top of that, it's only double action. So you can't put it into single action like your typical revolver. You're always going to have a long trigger to go through. Hopefully they made that long trigger nice and easy to go through with no humps or grinding, anything like that to go through. But a double action trigger is just not everybody's cup of tea. It's actually not most people's cup of tea. Now here's the other thing that just blares out to my face as soon as I see this. It has an encased cylinder, and that's of course going to stop any gases from coming down into your shooting hand. However, if that thing kabooms for some reason, and all guns can kaboom, you can basically quadruple load a 357 with tight group. You can make it kaboom. And if it kabooms, that cylinder housing that I see, I don't know if that's going to hold everything together. Now, it might just blow the top open of that gun, just blow the whole cap open, similar to how it would blow the top strap off of a revolver. But I'm not sure. Now that cylinder is right there in front of your face, and now it's encased in metal. Kind of looks like a hand grenade to me. The sights look pretty bland to me, and I don't think they're very adjustable. I could be wrong. And let's talk about reloads. With a traditional revolver, you can always use a speed reloader, or you can use a speed strip. With this thing, I don't know how you're going to reload this thing fast on the run. Doesn't look like it's very ergonomic in that department. So to me, it just looks like an odd bullpup revolver sitting on top of a 1911 grip. So for target shooting, would you want this? Doesn't look like it's the greatest target gun. For defense, would you want this? Doesn't look like it's the greatest defensive gun unless you just want to stick to 6 rounds in your house. But there's many other proven platforms out there. Why would you go with this? For fun at the range, okay, maybe. For hunting, I doubt it. So I don't see a whole lot of roles for this. On top of that, when companies come out with guns like this, historically, in my opinion, if you just look at the chootin, the history of that thing being bought and sold over and over again, the rights to the chootin. But you see guns like the Hudson 9. Anytime you see a company come out with something that's just not right in the straight and narrow path, they have a really hard hill to climb. And this gun looks like it has a terrible hill to climb. I don't see many people buying this. I don't see gun stores just stocking the shelves with this. I mean, people will buy it. There's always going to be people that will buy it. But once they exhaust that market of buyers of weird guns, who are they going to sell this to? And then therefore the company will probably go defunct and go into bankruptcy like every other weird company does that does this kind of stuff. Now, I'm not trying to beat this pistol up too bad. I don't think it seems like a very great design. I don't know where it's going to go. Therefore, I think the company's probably going to go bankrupt. And there's going to be a handful of these out there that are going to become collector items. That's just my honest turkey's opinion. If you see something different that I'm not seeing, leave a comment. I'm going to keep trying to bring you short little videos from SHOT Show as I see things come out. So click subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see all that. Hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time we see you, stay safe, have fun, and keep shooting.